I'm Angie Guajardo.
And I'm Irving Tapia, and welcome to this edition of Bronc News,
where we tell you what you want to know and what you need to know. We recently celebrated our brand new website and our status as a student publication with our very own ribbon cutting. With more on this historical event, we have Carlos Mireles.
The Pan American just celebrated its 65th year as a recognized student publication here on campus. Now it's time for another organization to shine. That organization is Bronc TV Radio. Bronc TV Radio is advised by Frederick Mann and consists of students here at UTPA who are interested in careers in broadcast journalism. Last Friday on October 17th, Bronc TV Radio had a ribbon-cutting event to celebrate the beginning of their new website and also their first semester as an official student publication. As you can see behind me, the ribbon-cutting event has just begun, and there's much more to come. There were snacks and refreshments for people to enjoy, and TV and radio managers Vanessa, Chavez, and Carlos Villarreal gave their introduction speeches to the audience that showed up for the event. We spoke with students and campus officials at the event and found out what it meant for them and UTPA now that Bronc TV Radio is now a student publication.
I was still looking forward to it, even more today that we have the publication.
You know, one thing I've always noticed about Professor Mann is his work is done behind the scenes, but he's not out of sight, and he gives students an opportunity to have a voice. And I think in our Department of Communication, one of our jobs is to teach students to use their voices and to use them well. And I think with his work and with the students' work on bringing this full-fledged as a student organization gives them another very loud outlet for them to express their opinions and their ideas and their concerns. And so this is serving in the mission of the department incredibly well. We're very proud of him.
The ribbon cutting was a huge success, and now that Bronc TV Radio has been recognized as a student publication, the only direction this organization is going is up. I'm Carlos Mireles, reporting for Bronc TV News.
For this year's presidential election, officials are expecting a record voting turnout.
And to ensure the UTPA vote, the library was turned into an official voting site. Our very own Noxie Lopez has more on early voting at Pan Am.
Students, faculty, and staff can now save time by casting their votes before Election Day. The UTPA library has been turned into a polling site so that you don't have an excuse not to vote.
Did you just vote, Nick?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Was it easy?
It was really easy. I've never voted before. That was my first time, and I was kind of nervous, but it wasn't bad at all.
Would you recommend others to vote early?
Yeah, of course. Why not? I mean, if you're here around school, you have the resources right in front of you. You might as well just get it done, get it over with, instead of waiting till last day and going to your precinct. Lines are going to be longer.
Yeah, vote as early as possible and save the time.
Worried about not having your voter's registration card or even a Texas ID? Don't sweat it. Your school ID will work just fine. See, voting is easy. All you have to do now is show up.
Animated lighting is a concept taught in 3 parts of the world: London, UT Austin, and now UTPA. And the class recently showcased their class projects. With more on the story, we have Angie Guajardo.
Automated lighting is temporarily offered at UTPA and taught by invited professor Amarante Lucero. And on October 17th, the automated lighting class presented their class assignments at the library auditorium. The auditorium was filled with students and staff who watched in awe as the lights put on a performance as they lit the dark room. Once the students finished presenting their musical piece, there was a Q&A. After the event, one of Lucero's students, Jason Huerta, spoke to us and said that seeing his final product on stage was very exciting and hopes the event built awareness and interest for automated lighting from both fellow schoolmates and staff. This has been Angie Guajardo for Bronc News. There are many ghost stories across the Rio Grande Valley, but what about those that lie in our backyard? What about the ones that happen here on our very own campus? With more on the story is Jennifer Villarreal.
During this time of year, it's not uncommon to hear the legends of La Llorona or the hitchhiker ghost we recall hearing growing up. And UTPA is no exception. It has its share of horror stories, and students swear they're more than just urban legends.
I know my friends looked up a story about a pregnant girl committing suicide, and that was Kayla. She's always in my room.
Buildings on campus said to be haunted are the library's 4th floor, Amelia Hall, and the biology building. But Vanessa is one of many students who are victims of slamming doors and creepy sounds around the Troxel dorms. The legend has been a traditional tale told to incoming freshmen. But what do students say when they experience a ghost firsthand?
Sometimes I feel like somebody's choking me, and I sleep, and my throat starts to feel tight. I know she's in her 20s.
She was in her 20s?
Yeah, and she's redheaded and pale skin.
Female, like she was there for a minute, and then I turned around and she's not there anymore, and that was just weird. My friend of mine was she was gonna go to the room to get a charger for a friend of hers, and she bumped into another friend that was using the Ouija board and saw a shadow figure.
There are many different stories as to who the Troxel ghost is, but one thing is certain.
Troxel's like haunted, so.
Reporting for Bronc TV News, I'm Jennifer Villarreal.
It's nice to have some cool weather for a change.
Yeah, it's actually looking like fall.
And with fall, the holidays begin to roll.
One holiday that is deeply embedded in the Mexican culture is Dia de los Muertos.
Although we tend to overlook it and don't all agree on it, it remains part of the Valley folklore. With more on the subject is Noxie Lopez and Esmer Maldonado.
It's October and Halloween is here.
But let's not forget that Dia de los Muertos is right around the corner.
So here's a little something for those of you who don't know what Dia de los Muertos is all about.
The holiday was originally derived from an ancient Aztec Indian ritual. For them, it was a month-long celebration during August to honor the death and rebirth of their ancestors.
During the Spanish conquest, however, it was moved to the 1st and 2nd day of November to coincide with Catholic holidays. Today, Dia de los Muertos remains a celebration of the continuation of life.
Those who celebrate it remember their dearly departed through various activities like making altars as well as their favorite foods.
The belief is that those who have passed will come back for one more day. For Bronc News, I'm Noxie Lopez.
And I'm Esmer Maldonado.
In the sports world, the men and women's basketball team have been preparing for the upcoming season. We have Maritza Peña with more.
We caught the men's and women's basketball team at practice. The men's basketball team will have their season opening game on November 15th against Sul Ross State at the UTPA Fieldhouse at 7:30. Opening day for the Lady Broncs will be November 8th as they compete against the Lady Javelinas of Texas A&M. Tip-off is scheduled for 7 p.m. This will be the last year both teams will be an independent team as they join the Great West Conference for their 2009-2010 upcoming season. Show your student pride and support both your men's and women's basketball team this year, and don't forget, student admission is free. Reporting for Bronc TV News, I'm Maritza Peña.
Well, that concludes our newscast. Hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to watch us at utpa.edu/Bronc Radio.
And keep sending us your ideas through MySpace for future projects. Until next time, this has been Irving Tapia
and Angie Guajardo.
Thanks for watching.